Hi folks, I'm Mark with Artisan Restoration, and today we are up at the Borgeson cabin at Gustavus Adolphus, where I first was introduced to the building after an F4 tornado tore through the area and pushed it over. And we were called in to do uh, forensic carpentry or something, I guess, where we had to number all the logs after it was laying on the ground. And pretty proud of that. We were able to find all of them except one vertical log by the back door, but the building was actually over there in that grove of trees, and made it hard for the security staff to keep an eye on it. And anyway, they had us move it over here when we moved it. And besides the log restoration, the two things I'm most proud of is we figured out a way to. The roof was brand new, and it was completely intact. So I figured out a way to take off the ridge shingles, which are a little newer than the other ones, and we ran some chains and cables up through the ridge, and we picked it up with a crane, brought it over here with a trailer, and then we set it down. And when we put it back up, I used a bigger crane, and it was so heavy you could see the ruts in the yard for over 10 years. But anyway, back to the restoration here. One of the other things is this foundation, which I came up with, and we took the old stones from the foundation. We split some of them. Otherwise, we just found a flat side and put it against our concrete form. And we poured the concrete and we stripped the forms off a couple hours later, and we pressure washed the concrete, so it gives it this old aged look, which is basically vertical exposed aggregate. Well, anyway, now back to the logs. Since they didn't do their maintenance to begin with, we were called upon again 10 years ago to come over here and repair all the chinking, replace some logs, and I'll point them out as we go around. But they didn't do the clear coat after 3 years, and I probably should have reminded them. So you see these bare spots here, we're going to have to stain those and take care of that, and then go over and clear coat the whole thing. But these corners here have been attacked by the squirrels. These are actually holes where we put boron rods in here, which protect the logs when the boron dissolves. It kills the rot fungus, but it obviously doesn't kill the squirrels. So anyway, we've got to figure out some kind of new material, different material that they won't like so much. Maybe we'll have to put some hot sauce in it or something, I don't know. But we've got to address all these ends, put more boron rods in. You can still see evidence of some of them in the bottom of the hole. Others have dissolved because they obviously were getting plenty of water to do so. We tore off the clapboard siding because the squirrels would go right straight through it, and they're doing the same thing with the soffit boards now. Maybe we'll have to address that with fiber cement soffit boards this year. But so we've got the staining to do. It's quite obvious. We've got some chink failure. When we were here in 2014, we removed and replaced a lot of it, and I can't really tell if this is the work we did then or if this is from earlier work when the tornado hit it. we found all the logs when we were doing our log tagging, or forensic carpentry I call it. We figured out where all of them went except for this one vertical log here, which we obviously figured out at the end of the job. But this one, this is the west side. It gets a little shading in the upper logs, and then as it gets lower and lower, it gets worse and worse. So we've got some adhesion failure going on here, and this one here looks like it's about ready to break loose. Not sure if those are original ones or if those are just 10 years old from that restoration gig. You can see some of the original logs got replaced with this funky notch scarf joint I did. These two over here, we just did butt joints on those. These are those are log skins. They're only 2 inches thick. This is a full log replacement, and so is that other one up there. On the north side, we don't get as much sun around here, and lo and behold, it's in pretty good shape except for those spots up there, which I think that's due to the squirrels. So right here you can see there's a boron rod in that hole yet, and there's one up there too. So we'll have to replace the boron rods wherever they've dissolved, and come up with a way to seal them with something they don't like. That second log above the window, that obviously is a newer log. We refaced that one, and you can see it's not as weather checked as all the other ones in the area. And over here, they didn't even paint the windows with their maintenance crew here, so we got to replace these sills when they're that bad. And then we'll have to do some epoxy repair on these corners. This here is a real amateur job. Usually when we do the end grain repair, we at least try to put some annular rings and some check marks that match the rest of the logs. But we did this with a group from Northern Bedrock, young students that were helping me, and I don't think I did those, but could be. So the maintenance crew did manage to replace the threshold, but they neglected all the window seals in the paint job. So I guess that about wraps it up. This log above the window was actually popping out of position here because I think the corners were deteriorating so bad it was pushing the log out, and actually drilled through the log and ran a rod through it, a threaded rod from one side of the building to the other on both ends of that log, I believe, and then we tightened it up and pulled it in. There's a video on the website that shows the restoration of this whole cabin. If you're interested, you can find that at artisanrestorationmn.com. Well, that brings us back to the beginning here, folks, and our wooden gutters look like they need a little work. I'll probably put that on the scope of work. And I can't get inside, so I don't know how the roof's holding up, but could well be that needs a little TLC also. The when they were put on, I don't know, they use tar paper and everything nowadays, and the shingles don't get a chance to breathe as much as they used to when they didn't use tar paper, and as a result they don't last quite as long. So anyway, thanks for watching the video, folks, and we'll be over here shortly, I guess, and we'll do another one, show you how we fix this thing up. Thanks for watching.